Okay.
They gonna make us.
I'm up in Cape May with my cousins and everything, and we outside the what? Captain's Cove restaurant. Yeah.
Where
we trying to get a drink. They don't open up the bar until noon. Ain't that a bitch?
On a Friday.
On a Friday, exactly.
So
we trying to get
us to go back into the hood and go back to our roots.
You know,
going to the liquor store and sitting in a bar.
I mean, it's a good thing we got here early, you know, so we can get nice and toasty before we get on there and say hi to Moby Dick. You know, but
that's kind of scandalous.
We gonna get our drink on.
That's kind of scandalous.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go. Oh, right there. Okay. Yeah, there they go.
Yeah. All the way up the beach here. Again, scattered individuals all there here, but really nice sized group. Again, you can see those dorsal fins coming up. Those close boats. We will get up a little closer, but again, keep your eyes in closer to the shoreline here along our left-hand side. You will begin to see these fins. Again, really nice sized group.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Right about 11 o'clock now.
Oh, there's some right there.
Now our dolphins, they do spend their entire life out here in the ocean, in the water. Now even though they look like a fish, they swim like a fish, they even eat fish. They are not fish. They do not have gills. They are mammals. Just like you had a great look now about 10 to 11 o'clock. Now being mammals, we do share characteristics in common with our dolphins. They have lungs just like you and I. They are breathing atmospheric oxygen. They can actually stay underwater for as long as about 15 to 20 minutes at a time, but that's not their typical dive. They are typically on the surface every few minutes, even every few seconds here, just depending on their behavior, especially around the coastline when they are in shallower waters. They are
two of them right there.
Quite often. Nice look now, right at about 10 o'clock, and it's scattered throughout this area. Keep your eyes all around there, constantly moving.
Oh, there's a bunch of them right here.
Huge group here.
Right over here, they're all
Also being mammals, they are warm-blooded. Right about 8 to 9 pounds, very large group. Another group scattered all around, guys. Right about
right there, this one right there.
About 8 to 9, all along the
There's a few of them here.
This is multiple pods joined up in this area. Good indicator, lots and lots of food for them right here. Definitely feeding.
Yeah, there's a few.
Then they're warm-blooded, just like you and I, keeping a constant body temperature around 98 degrees. They do give birth to live young. They do so right here in our Cape May waters. Both sides at 1 o'clock and 11. Now our females have, right in front of us, our females have mammary glands. They do nurse their young. They actually do so for about the first year and a half of life. This milk is very high in fat and nutrients. It's about 20% fat, almost like a thick milkshake. Doesn't sound too appetizing to you and I, but it is straight ahead. It is extremely important for these baby dolphins. It allows them to grow at very fast rates and again be better protected out here in these waters. Straight ahead, really nice look here. Again, more scattered off at about 11 o'clock, a few off at about 1. Keep looking in all directions here. Really great
check them out.
Now there is one last characteristic all mammals have in common. It is actually having hair. The dolphins don't look too hairy, but in fact when these babies are born, they're actually completely covered in a fine coat of hair. It's called lanugo. They will actually lose this hair. Now the adults will have some whiskers, so just like you and I, these dolphins do actually have hair on their bodies at certain stages in their life. Great luck now at about 12 to 1 o'clock.
There's a
Now,
few of them
mammals,
there.
they're protected out here in United States waters under something called the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972. It does state that it is illegal to harm, harass, or but even to touch, feed, or swim with these individuals in United States waters. Again, these are completely wild animals. Nice look right-hand side now. This is their home. We do give them the utmost respect out here. We are maneuvering cautiously around them. We are part of a special program on board, and it's called Whale Sense, developed by NOAA as well as Whale and Dolphin Conservation in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Being a part of this program, we do promote safe and responsible marine mammal viewing practices. We do abide by all regulations put in place in protecting all of our marine mammals. 1 o'clock. So again, Now we are maneuvering cautiously around them, but they will get extremely close to us. These dolphins will pop up right next to us. They'll even swim right underneath us. So you may be wondering if we are posing any threat to them being out here.
Yeah, it is.
Now these are extremely intelligent animals. At 1 o'clock, they do have a very special adaptation that actually allows them to know exactly where we are at all times. It is called echolocation. It works very similar to the way that we would use sonar. Now they actually send out sound waves into the water. 1 o'clock, these sound waves travel through the water, bouncing off objects, and returning to the dolphin who sent that signal. When it does so, it actually forms very vivid images in their brains. Some scientists even compare it to being similar to X-ray vision. They are constantly echolocating their surroundings. It allows them to travel through dark and murky waters. They can tell exactly where an object is, how large it is, how fast it's moving. Both sides now, some often about 11, a nice closer group often about 1. Now using this echolocation, it is very accurate. If you were to drop a dime and a nickel into the water, they would actually be able to tell the difference between the two. They can detect things like heartbeat, they can tell if a woman is pregnant. They can even use this echolocation. If a shark came into the area, they can echolocate right at that shark's stomach and see if it's full of food or not. Now, if a shark has a stomach full of food, it's not a hungry shark, and it's really no threat to them. Again, both sides, guys, 11 and 1. But if a shark does have an empty stomach, that's a hungry shark. That shark's on the hunt. These dolphins are actually smart enough to know to get out of the area, as well as actually warn dolphins in the area as well. Nice look, right about 1 to 2 o'clock. Definitely